All right, welcome everyone. I'm Vikari Chan, and today we are going over the 3 ways to empower your healing path. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and we'll see how we progress through this journey. First, to make sure you're in the right place, today our teachings is about turning family wounds into your superpower. This ability to share this information with you is my superpower, and I'm very grateful to my family for it. I am dedicating this presentation to my mother and my father. And together with me, I invite you on a meditation. Why? Because we want to prepare for a miracle. Today we spent 90 minutes together to open ourselves to an opportunity and possibility to have a miracle in our life. So let's find a comfortable position. Whatever is comfortable for you, keep your spine easily straight. If your feet are on the ground, then put your feet and ground them into the floor. If you are sitting or laying down, then relax into the surface that's supporting you. And let's take a few easy breaths together. Take a long inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. With every inhale, you inhale the support, and as you exhale everything that doesn't belong here. On the next inhale, I invite you to inhale for your mother and exhale through the mouth. Find your center position and make another inhale for your father. And exhale what doesn't belong. Now let's do one more deep inhale for all of your ancestors. And exhale. Now, if your eyes are not closed yet, I invite you to close your eyes. Return to your natural breath. With your attention, bring your awareness into the heart. Follow your natural breath in an easy, straight position. Your feet are grounded, rooted through the floor. Relax your body. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your chest. Relax your belly. Relax all internal organs. Relax your hips. Relax your legs. Relax your knees. Relax your feet. Relax both legs. Relax your back. Relax your neck. Relax your face. Relax your ears. Relax your head. Relax your eyes. Relax your nose. Relax your mouth. Relax your full body. Relax your full body. Now, behind your shoulders, invite your parents. Behind your right shoulder, invite your father. He is standing behind you on a comfortable distance. Behind your left shoulder, invite your mother. Just notice her there. Now notice the connection from father to you, from your mother to you. Take a deep breath and relax into that connection. Your life force came through them to you. Just acknowledge it. Now, behind your father, imagine his parents. His father behind his right shoulder, his mother behind his left shoulder. Notice the connection, the life force flowing from them to your father and from him to you. Behind your left shoulder is your mom, and behind her are her parents, her mother on the left, her father on the right. And notice the life force flowing from your grandparents through your parents to you. Now imagine more ancestors standing behind your grandparents, their parents, behind them, their parents, behind them, their parents. And there are more couples standing. And all the way in the back, you see the white light, the source of all life. See how the life flows from that source through your ancestors, through your great parents, towards the great parents, through them towards your parents, through your parents towards you. Notice, acknowledge that connection. If you can, lean a little back, spread your shoulders, allow that connection to grow. Notice how that connection lives inside your heart, how that light you received from your ancestors through your parents is alive in you. From the source of everything, through them to you. Simply acknowledge. Now we're going to ask permission. Thank you for giving me life. I receive this present. Now I'm here to heal. Please love me as I go through my journey. Please support me. I am ready. Stay within your heart. Simply pay attention to the light. Feel connected. You're grounded, connected to the earth. Your ancestors are supporting you from behind your shoulders. You are connected. I am here. I am ready to receive. Thank you. Stay with the light inside your heart. Keep your shoulders spread. If it feels right, imagine how the support of your ancestors empowers you and evolves into your wings. If you can, spread the wings. Now in front of you, notice light that is the light of life. In whatever shape and form life is in front of you. Spread your wings, lean a little forward, and say, I am ready. I am ready to receive you. Thank you. Whenever you feel complete with that movement, knowing that you can always come back here, return to your body, return to your breath, and whenever you're ready, inhale your eyes open. Welcome back, everyone. What do you hear? I'll take a couple shares if it feels right. What came up to you during the meditation? I see some tears. I see some smiles. Gabriela, please.
Hello, good evening. I was a little bit scared because I felt a lot of anxiety, or I don't know how to call it, in my chest. So it was a discomfort quite all the time of the meditation, and I barely could hold my feet not to play with them, like move them. And I usually I can concentrate for meditations, but right now I couldn't, and I wonder why. Is it a message there, or because I know body tells a lot?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I want to also bring awareness to systemic resistance. When when you're about to walk into something that is shifting the whole system, and you have the guardian active, and there is something in your system that resists the change, and it says not safe, not safe, not ready to go.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so see if you can welcome that as well. That play that you they showed with your feet.
Hmm.
See if you can open your heart to that. I see you, the healing words, and that may help. I see you, I welcome you too. That anxiety, see if you can imagine anxiety in front of you as a
It
being.
feels calmer, feels
Yeah, the less we resist, the calmer it feels.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you too.
Yeah. All right, now as we welcome everything and everyone, I think there's no more people in the waiting room. Okay, I'll come back to my share screen. So that's a little miracle, right? A little change of perception that we just had. Maybe a little resistance came up. Now I would like to go through 3 ways. Whatever comes up in your way, may these 3 ways help you deal with that. So first, we're here on ancestral healing journey. Ancestral healing, the journey of integrating. What we just did, as we felt the resistance, right? Gabriela brought up there's a resistance, there's anxiety. We are not removing it. We are welcoming into the heart. We're integrating it. So now when I integrate it, take it into my heart, the next time it comes, it's there already, it's living in me, it becomes my superpower. Now, if I change the story behind it, that's excitement. Now I know that I'm about to step into something powerful, something that will shift me, something that will open new possibilities for me, an opportunity for miracle. That's the journey we are on. I want to bring attention also. Last time we were together, we talked a little bit about the victim and perpetrator. And this is empowering phrase. The opposite of victim is not the lack of victimhood. The opposite of victim is a creator. Once I step out of the victim, I can create my own reality. And that's the journey we're walking towards. Now, let's think about last time you said, what stands in the way of my healing? And most of you raised your hand with the answer, me. I am the one. So how do we do that? How do we self-sabotage our own healing? For many of us, it's very difficult to say no, right? What we know is people pleasing. For some of us, I feel not good enough. Something happens, and of course, it wasn't good enough. I keep judging myself or feel judged by others. I keep attracting unavailable people. I procrastinate. I keep distracting myself with something that's less priority, that's not as important for me. I keep scrolling through my phone. I keep watching those videos. I feel low energy. I feel like I want to do something, but I'm so tired. I don't know what I want. Or maybe I do so much for other people, but I'm not seeing the reward of it. I keep giving and not receiving back. Or maybe I'm bumping against that glass ceiling. Something happens. My car breaks down, my kids get sick. I'm about to just get really abundant as I want, and something keeps happening, something that feels like out of my control. So that's the journey what we are on today, addressing these specific issues in our daily life. So I'm going to bring you the quote from the founder of the Systemic Family Constellations, Bert Hellinger. Feel into that phrase. Mother, life, and money are similar energies. The way we treat our mother is the way life treats us. When we reject our mother, we reject life. So the first part of our journey will be about the mother wound. Why? Because our relationship with our mother is the blueprint of all our relationships. It affects our ability to recognize our gifts. It defines our ability to attract abundance into our life. So almost majority, right, of those symptoms that we talked about are coming from the wound with our mother. I want to bring attention here. We are not blaming our mother for that relationship. What is behind the mother wound is deep, unconditional, subconscious love. Deep love between the child and the mother. The love out of which, if we are unconscious of it, may say, because you suffered, I will suffer too. I love you so much. I'll give up my life for you. Or the opposite will be, I'll spend so much energy on being different from you that I will resist the opportunities that are open to me. It's often that our inner critic actually has the voice of our mom. It sounds like the mother's voice. We keep attracting unavailable people because we may also be in relationship subconsciously with our mother. That might also be even with the father, and it's different on genders. But if I am the protector of my mother, I cannot be in relationship with my partner. I'm in a wrong place. So those are dynamic we're going to look into today. Empowered number one. Mom, you gave me life, and that is enough. I encourage you to use those soul phrases. This is a soul phrase. This is soul language. Every time you feel not enough, you feel like, I didn't do enough. I wasn't good enough. I was too lazy. I was procrastinated. Just imagine your mom behind your shoulder. Your mom is usually, our mom is usually on our left side, behind our left shoulder. Turn to her and say, Mom, you gave me enough. You feel how your body shifts with just that simple phrase. What can we do when we realize we have a mother wound? When the connection with our mother, connection with abundance, connection with money is not in harmony? First of all, It's important to open yourself to see through a new lens. Whatever we inherited, whenever we closed off, whatever we reject, whatever we judge, to shift that, we need to open the possibility through the heart that there's a different story. Remember that besides your story of your mom, there's also the story of her soul. Even though it may look like you reproach her and angry with her, don't want anything to do with her, something different is happening at the level of the soul. I invite you to listen to this statement. Mom, when you were pregnant with me, I too felt everything you felt and experienced it as it were mine. Today, I release all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you felt and I took as my own, and open my heart to the life that I receive from you. Thank you, Mom. You gave me enough. Here are the ancestral practices we already went through inside the Heal Your Mother Wound Challenge. So if you're new to this, I will just mention them and we'll talk in more details when we get to the end. 10 steps towards the mother. A very simple, but one of the most powerful foundational ancestral practices. Very simple. Take the picture of your mom. If you don't have the picture, draw in whatever way feels right. It could be an abstract, it could be something that you associate with her. Keep it in your bedroom. Put it on a wall. Take 10 steps back. Feel into your body. Ground yourself. Take one slow step forward. Ground yourself again. Feel into your body. What's coming up? Do not rush. Do not move too fast. For some of us, yes, Mom, I'm excited to see you. Yes, I want to walk towards you. That may be, just maybe, a sign of escaping from your real feelings. Slow steps. Another way you can do it is ask somebody, a friend, another person, to represent your mother. They don't need to do anything. They'll just stand or sit. And you take 10 or as many as you can. Many of us cannot make 10 steps. It's a very emotional journey. Take as many steps as you can, slowly, towards your mom. Another thing that we did is we listened to meditation when they mentioned by standing into her energy. If you're not familiar with family constellations, what we can do is been proven through many research, scientific researches, and experientially, and the shamanic world. It's ancient wisdom that's been known for many centuries. We are interconnected. There's a field that connects us all. So simply by giving yourself permission to stand in your mom's energy, you can imagine, feel in your body how she felt when she was pregnant with you. Another powerful exercise is remember through your body, remember what it felt like when you were in your earliest childhood. What did you smell? What did you see? How did you perceive your mother? One powerful thing you can do, and that's part of the ancestral healing, is choose differently. If there was a trauma, you can declare yourself as a sovereign being and choose to act in service of someone else, a stranger, an animal, someone you not necessarily close related to, in honor of your mother. Give somebody food. share a kind word, plant a tree, perform an act of service in honor of your mother. And one last practice I'm offering you here is a gratitude letter. And here I would like to share, do not override your true feelings. We do not use gratitude to bypass. The number one step in ancestral healing is acknowledging what is. What are your true feelings towards your mom right now? Your true feelings may be, I'm angry at you. I'm angry that you left me. I'm angry that you died. I'm angry that you didn't protect yourself in this marriage. I'm angry that you didn't leave this marriage. I'm angry that you didn't stand up for yourself. Whatever your truth is, the next thing you may say is the most true to feels to you right now. Maybe you are not ready to say, I love you, thank you. Maybe for you it sounds, I want to love you. I want to understand you. That is your gratitude letter for now. All right, that's powerful. Let's move on. So through the journey, I want to share, we did 5 days. And I want to inspire you to what happened within those 5 days within our community. Those are real words from real people. You can go to our Facebook group and see them. I simply copy paste them. So if you dedicate yourself to doing this practice, you can feel that yourself. I noticed a space from a soulful truth that I didn't allow space before. I kept reading this one part of my gratitude letter to my mother, and each time my gratitude grew for what played out for me. It really hit me when I said I'd love and trust myself in honor her. It felt as if I was never allowed to do these things for myself. I felt the power sent through the entire lineage from both my mother's side and my father. I recollected all the memories when my mother showered her affection on me. It was a resource for me to feel my ancestors behind me and lean into them. I felt held and protected. All right, so also last call, you asked me to talk about money. Money is such an active topic for many of us, right? Some of us came here specifically to work with, I want to be in more abundance. Who can say that, or raise your hand if you relate to that, that I want to heal my relationship with money. That's why I'm here. Yeah, it's a lot of us, right? So money, mother, and life are comparable energies. Now there are a few insights that we received from the field as we stepped into constellations. Money is an all-encompassing, non-judgmental energy. Money flows to where it's invited. Money loves pleasure. Money loves structure. Unresolved trauma with our mother stands in between us and our abundance. The opposite of wealth is shame. So here's my invitation. If you want to work with abundance, inviting more abundance into your life, what I'm suggesting you is an exercise called emotional cold plunge. If you have the access to the 5-day journey that is part of the exercises that you get, emotional cold plunge is an exercise when you share with the closest friend that you trust a thing that you are really ashamed of. And you ask them to tell that thing to you. And you receive in your body without escaping as much as you can. Have a safe word if you need to. It may be a gesture, maybe I'm enough, I need some rest, but allow that to come into you and stay grounded. That is your practice with abundance. Right now, let me give you 1 minute to come up with one thing, and you don't have to share it, that you feel most ashamed of. Just 1 minute. Let's do that together. If it feels right, write it down. All right, we're moving on. Empowered number 2. Please love me while I choose differently. Those are powerful healing words. That's asking for permission from your parents, from your ancestors, to choose a different path, to leave their trauma with them, their struggle with them. As a child, you might have picked up on the suffering and decided to suffer for them. This healing statement will allow your soul to disconnect from trauma. I want to share the three, or there are many orders of love, but those are 3 main orders of love that have been founded in systemic family constellations. Number 1, everything and everyone belongs. Everyone in the family system has an equal right to belong. Love flows forward. Those who came earlier have precedence over those who came later. Parents give and children receive. And the third is the law of balance. There's a balance between how much we give and receive. Today, we're going to focus on the first 2. So, this is a simple illustration of our initiation into the world. Originally, when we lived in the tribes, we had that initiation when, as an adult, you become independent, sovereign, independent from your parents' emotional state. As a child, you are in the field of your parents. When we are just born, the first field we go into is the field of our mother. If there is no disconnect, if there is no trauma, and for most of us it's not true, if your mother is available anytime you ask for her attention and you develop in abundance with her together, what you perceive from the world is safe. Now, next step is moving towards father, and I want you to pay attention to this arrow. To move from the field of the mother, we need her permission to receive our father into our heart. If there's a conflict between parents, and the mother doesn't subconsciously give that permission, she said, no, he is alcoholic, not available, not good for you. If she judges him and doesn't give that permission, the child will rebel. That causes a lot of trauma in the teenage years. The age we're talking about is about 7, 8 years old. The child cannot refuse either mother or the father. The child is always unconditionally connected to both parents. When they are not able to receive the father, they may show the symptoms of anger, rebellious behavior. They may fight. They may get into depression. From the age of about 7 to 13, 14, we're in the field of the father. At that level, at that stage of our life, we learn our boundaries. We learn our ability to say no. We learn how to fulfill ourselves. We learn clear decision making. From that age, we walk in towards the world with permission of the father. Again, if trauma happened, if some contraction happened, and the father is not letting you, is not okay with you going to the world, or the mother is not feeling wholesome enough, maybe one of them or both of them usually were traumatized or carrying some ancestral trauma with them, and you're not free to go into the world, you may still carry their fields with you as you walk into the world. And a lot of us do. We do not go through the initiation in our tribes, in our communities. So you can do this initiation for yourself. The process is called reparenting yourself. We now acknowledge our inner mother, our inner father, And if mother and father biologically are not available for us to go through that moment, we talk and we interact with the soul. Again, this is psychology of the soul. Now, the practice I am inviting you to do here is the practice of footsteps. What you can do is take pieces of paper, and on each piece of paper, write down the stages of life. From 0 to 7 when you're in the field of the mother, from 7 to 14 when you're in the field of the father, then from 14 to 20, separate paper from 20s, 30s, 40s, until whatever age you are right now, and the now. When you step on each of those papers, you do the same practice, you ground yourself, and you feel what's coming up. This practice allows you to understand the evolution of your story. It may be really quick, it may take you a few minutes, it may take you an hour to stand on each one of them. That's an invitation. And now empowered number 3. Very, very healing words. I see you. You belong. We used those in the beginning of this webinar when you said anxiety. I see you. We are not resisting what's coming up. That's information coming to us. The more we're able to open our heart to that information, the more we're able to heal, the more parts of ourselves we're able to integrate. And once integrated, they become our powers, superpowers. So we talked about the mother, we talked about the movement from the mother towards the father and from the father to the world. Now we'll talk a little bit back. Ancestral entanglement. Ancestral entanglements happen when the orders of love are violated. Remember, everyone is included is number 1 order of love. When the family denies, rejects, exiles any of the family members or events, the order of love is violated. Then the next generation will be assigned a task of restoring the order. Another way, that family member, the child is born, the next child is the family system best hope to restore the order. So the child will pick up unconsciously that dynamic and relive that fate. Guilt, anger, and overwhelming grief can point to a family member whose right to belong has been denied. The grief that you're feeling, the anger that you're feeling may not be yours. They may belong to someone else, and you are feeling it as a service to your family system out of blind love. The healing path, when you are entangled, and many of us are, is to find your rightful place, include everything that's been excluded, reparent yourself, and release the entanglement. Healing is the path from blind love to adult love. Now, why do we want to do that? Why do we want to dedicate some effort to disentangling? When we come into our own place and declare our sovereign life as the child of our parent, the grandchild of our grandparents, that we feel peace. We are no longer overpowered by anger. We are no longer irritated by the world. We no longer suffer from the injustices in the world. We feel safe, supported, resourced, and energized to face all our life obstacles. We are able to make decisions quickly, effectively, and without regrets. Now I want to bring a little bit light of who are the excluded family members who we may be entangled with. Those are everybody who's been forgotten, denied, erased from the family memory and some consciousness. It's important that it's not the loss itself. There are many deaths that are grieved and fell through the family in an organic way, and those don't create entanglements. It's how the family members feel about the loss is what creates the entanglement. So I'm gonna give you a list and try to bring into your awareness who in your family and what events in your family could be associated with that. The excluded may include children who died young, stillborn babies and miscarriages, children who died in infancy or youth, siblings who died before you, everybody who is involved in the dynamic on victims and perpetrators, those who committed crimes, victims of family violence and abuse, those involved in family scandals, war and war crimes, Holocaust, colonizers, and those who've been colonized. There's also socially unacceptable previous spouses or partners that are not allowed to be talked about, children given up for adoption, LGBTQ family members who were rejected, family members with mental illness, those who were institutionalized, those who went through bankrupt or brought shame to the family, the forgotten ones, early partners of parents and grandparents, unknown siblings, distant relatives who played significant roles, family members who immigrated, those who changed their name and identity. The path to healing is acknowledging those who've been excluded, bringing the memories of them into the family, honoring their fates, returning the burden of their fate back to them, and we'll talk about how to do that, and restoring the proper order in relationship. I am the child of my parents, the grandchild of my grandparents, and so on. Now let's spend one more minute and reflect. When you hide from life in one way or another, that may be the symptom of your entanglement. I invite you to reflect on how are you hiding from your life right now? And the second question is, and you may choose which one to work on right now if you only do one. What makes you overwhelmingly angry? When you think of that, when you're in that situation, the anger is just overpowering. What is that thing? Okay, if it feels right, reflect, write it down, and we're gonna move on. I'm just gonna make sure you see me, hear me. Okay. All right, let's go next. Now, I would like to share what we can do to release the entanglements. So number one thing they already mentioned, we have a 5-day journey, and it is closed for the community right now. But I have a program, I developed a program to work together in the 5-week container. It's a 5-week of immersion when we do the teachings and then meet and dive into the subconscious. The modality we use to dive into subconscious is the family constellations. We do the systemic constellations with systemic issues that we have, and we do the family constellation specifically with the family members. So that's the journey I invite you on in the middle of January. We start January 14th. So what it includes is 5 weeks of ancestral teachings that are pre-recorded and delivered in the beginning of the week to you. At the end of the week, in the weekend, we meet for a full constellation. We work with your issues. It's unpredictable, it's divinely guided. We work with the subconscious. As a part of that journey, you get meditations that come with the teachings and during the class. And we go through the practices that are guided. Some of them you already received and you may practice them on your own. Some of them will be working together. You'll get much more directions, things to pay attention to, what steps to look into, and how to work with other people with that. My favorite part of working with this is working with other people. There are a lot of things we are not able to see unless it's mirrored to us by other people. And that's the power of interconnectedness of the quantum field that we work with. So we work with the community, it's a small group, and we journey together as a container. I want to share some words from people who already went through this program. This is one of those courses that changes your life. My constellation was a game changer. It was such a portal for me to understand more of what needed so much healing within myself. Those are the words from Maria Brisa. Helena shared some words with us. Wow, that was profound for me. It wasn't my first time with constellations, but it really landed for me this time. You're you're so much in your element. I was literally shocked when you put money and me in a constellation. And then I got it. Just wow. And Sonia shared some words as well. I can feel so many possibilities opening up. Things are moving. I can feel this bigger commitment to community and to life in general. I'm going to pause here right now for a second and see if we have any questions. Is there something you would like to ask? Is there something that came up for you that you would like to share and bring to the space, to the group? Please, Nimisha.
Hi, Vika. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Vika. That was really, really interesting, really deep. So in this 5-week container, is it just focusing on the mother wound, or is it opening up to everything, or what is it?
Yeah. So we start with the mother,
Mhm.
to bring everybody to attention. Also, I'm gonna tell you a little later, but I was gonna tell you a little later, but I'm gonna tell you now because you're asking. The 5 days journey will come to you if you sign up for the container. So I really want you to prep for it. I really want everybody to be on the same level. So you'll work already opening up to the mother wound. We step in together, we walk in it, and the field will show, right? It's divinely guided, so the field will show what to work with. We never work with a specific thing. You never say, I want to work with the money, and there's only mother involved. I also want to bring awareness to the mirror nature of this work. If there is a mother wound, you most likely have a father wound as well. Because like we keep on attracting unavailable people because we are unavailable. So the trauma that's in your mom is the reason why she picked the father like that, right? So most of the times, the father comes in as well. We work with ancestors and we work with bigger energies. We may work with the energy of the war if that's active in your family system. We may work with the energy of money if that's the most active request. We may work with the siblings. We may work with unborn children in a family. Whatever is coming up, we follow the field. And that's the beauty and the unpredictability of this work. I never know until we step into the field together. We always work for the benefit of the whole group. And usually when you pick a representative, there's something that resonates in that person, why you pick them to represent that specific energy. There are some people who come into the circle and they always represent the same thing. Like we had the last 3 workshops where one woman was always picked for death. Every time there was death, she was picked for death, right? That on its own gives the insight. Also, when you're not picked during constellation, that may be a powerful movement as well. That's something that brings up in you. The beauty of this work is it works for years. I created this course to talk and bring awareness to the foundations, to share, and that's how the concept works. But when you walk out of it, you will be in it for a while. You will be processing, integrating, things will show up in your life that will unfold what the insights are relevant to you. And at some point, you may be washing dishes, going to be, oh, I got it. It's there. I got it. I finally got it. Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else? Can I answer any questions? Please, Pretty. I see your hand. I think that means question, yeah?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So when I am working on my mother wound and I am releasing that, and because there's a mother wound, I attract people who share similar qualities like my mom. So when I heal that, what about the spouse whom I've already attracted, which has similar traits? How does that relationship change?
That's a great question. So let me use a little metaphor. Maybe I'll show this with a sign. So imagine the field, right? And we're all in the field. And let's say there's a trauma. I'm just gonna use the one of my crystals, right? There's a trauma, there's a pool. That means this part of the field is pulling and pulling everything down, right? So it's there. Now, when I bring the awareness into it and I release that, and now I have the equal, so the equality in the field, what happens to all the other parts? They kind of get into alignment, right? So now there's no more pull. So the multiple things may happen. Number one, because you shifted, your system shifted, your partner will shift too. The beauty of being a human is we have the free will. So there will be a choice. And you may choose to stay with your trauma. Sometimes we do that. Or you may choose to get out of it. So as he will have a choice to be lifted by that healing, by that opportunity of you getting into the system, or to resist it. Right? So it's unpredictable because we are playing this field of humans. The true, I think the most true I can give you in this, you provide by healing it, you provide the opportunity for the whole system to release. That you may actually notice that his parents act differently because you no longer have the pull in your system. And if his parents act differently, he receives different level, right? His connection with his parents is different. His connection with his ancestors is different. His connection with life is different, right? Because we are a community of people within. We are not just one being who always have that choice. We have in between. We have so many parts of us, so many identities within us. And now I no longer give that much space, allow the angry part of me to rule the world, my world, right? that he is no longer reacting to it. Because if I am, let's say, defending myself through aggression, that he's almost forced to defend him through any kind of mechanism that he has, right? When I no longer express aggression, he no longer has to defend. So he has an opportunity in opening to now choose differently. What he chooses, that's up to him, or up to you too, up to your connection. What you can offer, and the more mindfulness you bring into this connection, the more deep conversations you have. I usually say that the side effect of this is more difficult conversations, more orgasms, more pleasure, more difficult conversations, the side effects of family constellations. So just to bring a little bit to that. Thank you for your question. Did I answer that?
Yes, you did very well. There is one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So, two questions. When you say systemic, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Second, when I am participating as a participant for somebody's constellation, where I'm not a client, I'm the participant, how do I also get resolution
Yeah.
for my
Okay.
concern?
Yeah, so when I say systemic, that refers to us being part of a system. There's internal family system. So we talked a little bit about I'm a community of identities. I'm not just one human with one opinion, right? I might actually hold two opposite opinions at the same time, right? I might agree and disagree with it at the same time. I said, part of me wants to do that, part of me wants to do that, part of me wants to scream, part of me wants to hide, part of me wants to run around, right? So that those parts are the system. On the external way, it's expressed as we are part of the family system. So family system is all our blood relatives, as well as karmic connections, soulful connections. So my partner is part of my family system. All of my partners actually are part of my family system, all the past ones and the present ones. Also, if I abused someone, they're part of my family system. If I got abused by someone, they're part of my family system too. If my mother got abused by someone, I may be representing that person. They are part of my family system too. Such strong connections that leave lifelong emotion in us. That's what I mean by karmic connections, and those are the parts of family system. War can be part of the family system. A bomb could be part of the family system. Something tragic, unborn child is a part of the family system. Does that make sense? So that's part one. When you're resenting for someone else, let's say I'm going to share the example from last time we did this program. And one of the participants came in with, I want to heal my relationship with money. I have great relationship with my parents. I want to, like, money is not consistent for me. I have a lot and I have none. I have a lot, I have none. And I want more consistency. That was the request. So funny enough, every time we did a constellation, unconsciously, like other people didn't know about it, right? But she was chosen to represent either money or death. So when we got and she was not kind of okay with like, I'm not ready to be constellated. I'm not ready to be constellated. And after she went through these stages of feeling the energy of money, but what does it give you when you're standing in the energy of money? You see that relationship from the other side, right? You came in originally to work with money, but now you are representing money for somebody else. And that in your body give you that visceral experience of what is the energy of money? How do I react to the events happening in front of me? That's a huge insight on its own. My relationship with money may change just from that. Does that answer a little bit? You want some
It does.
clarification?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of it is subconscious. We don't know why we pick those specific people. And then during the constellation where you say, ooh, she looks like me, or he actually wears the same shirt of me, or actually look like we are the same size. With technology, we also have technology play for us in that way. Like we'll see the background. So something behind me may be attracting your eye more than my face, right? And you might be attracted to that. And that will give you an insight on its own. We work with subconscious, we work with symbolism and metaphors. We no longer work with, I want to understand, I want to figure out where the entanglement happened. We can't do it for ourselves. That's the beauty and that's really why I'm so devoted to it. Because is more than. We're no longer learning how to. There's a lot of it is unlearning. It's unlearning and remembering, stepping into remember my natural order and feeling, you may think I have a great relationship with my mom, right? And then I step into it. I have a great relationship with a mom, but I'm her friend, not her daughter. I'm standing on the line of her level of ancestry, right? I'm in the same size as my mom. And what does it mean to all of my partners? That means I will mother them because I'm not having a relationship with a person equal to me. I'm having a relationship who in my subconscious stands on the line of children. So every time I'm getting into a relationship with a partner, I'm teaching them, I'm mothering them, I'm telling them how to live. Like that's a different level. But I have great relationship with my mom, right? So they seem like they're not related, but subconscious shows differently.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And one last question, please.
Mhm.
And how do people who have abused me are a part of my family system? That's one question. Second, when I am working on my issues like my mother wound and ancestral patterns, does it also have a positive impact on my siblings?
Mm. I'll answer the last one first. Same scenario, right? We have the field, there's a pool, not only on your siblings. When we work on healing our ancestral generational wounds, it has impact on 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. You heal the collective. You work for the collective. That's why this work is so big and so important. So, and yes, it allows your siblings to have more space to work on what they're entangled with. Definitely. In fact, in many scenarios, we work with the siblings specifically, right? Your entanglement may be, you may have, you may be entangled with the unborn child. That's your sibling that you never seen, that your parents never told you of. And your body is telling you something is missing. You feel the void, but you don't know where it's coming from. You have no idea. You can't know, right? If there's no mental information about it. But your body is telling you, you may be angry about it, but your anger is expressed at political system, at what's happening in the world, at we're killing the earth. Like it's directed differently because the mind creates a story. It's the job of the mind to create the story. It cannot not create a story. It's what it does. It's what the purpose of its existence. So we don't know until we step in. So if the question is, can I save my sibling? Can I heal my sibling through that? I can tell you already that's an entanglement because your sibling's life path is their choice. And you, by working on yourself and only working on yourself, can heal the whole thing. If you're going to try to work for another person, that's your attempt to save. That's your attempt to be bigger than them, to act as their parent. And that means you're already standing on your parent line. You're not standing in your sibling line. Yeah. Remind me the first question again.
The first question was how is, if I'm abused by somebody, how are they a part of my family system?
When you think of them, do you experience an emotion?
I experience anger.
That's how they're part of your family system. That anger is there always. You may bring attention to it, or you may not. When you think of them and nothing is coming up, they're no longer part of your system. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's an important question. Thank you for asking.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm gonna take a little break from questions. I'm gonna tell you what the bonuses of this program, right? So I shared that we got 5 weeks. What else are we gonna get with it? Let me see, I'm not sharing the screen. Let me share it. So we talked about that. We talked about the benefits. What I want to give you extra on top of that, I want to have the workshops where we work with including the excluded, relationship with money. You brought it for me. I'm actually changing it. I wanted to do a different thing, but so many of you said that the money is the issue right now. I want to work on money. So before we start the program, I want to have a workshop. And if you sign up for that, that will be included for you. So you get 3 more constellations, 5 that's part of the container, 3 more that will happen before the container. And the third part is very important. I want to talk about technology. I want to look into our subconscious relationship with technology. Why? Because AI, because so many of us suffer from either addiction or fear of technology, right? It's really rare when we are so good with technology, we see it as a friendly, supportive force, and we are not getting lost in it. So that expression of addiction is one of the highest that we have in society right now. When we heal that, the empowerment you receive is tremendous. It will help your work, it will help your health, it will help your relationship, it will improve your life tremendously. So this is my offering to you. I'm really on a mission to change, to shift the collective, to help us heal generational patterns. So my offering to you is have 5 constellations and container plus 3 workshops. Plus, if you went through the 5-day challenge, Heal Your Mother Wound, the feedback we got from it is so good. It was just so powerful, so empowering. If you're not in our Facebook group, go into the Facebook group, see the comments that people left. We journeyed together, 227 people journeyed together, walking through that challenge, 5 days, action-based. Every day you make an action. Every day there's a meditation. It's very short, it's 5-10 minutes. You just receive it and you feel the difference. So if you sign up for that, you will get lifetime access. If you didn't register for it, you will have access until our journey starts, until our container starts. So I feel that's fair for people who journeyed. I really wanted to honor their commitment to that. And for people who are joining the container, I really want you to be on the same page. I really want you to feel what it's like to create space. And when you walk into the container, you're ready, you're there, you're ready with it. So that's bonus number 2. And if you act now, right? If you feel, okay, this is for me, I will offer you private constellation as well. First 5 people, I offered to 7. We got 2 already taken. 5 more people, I offer constellation to be in private, to work specifically on your issue, to create space that the journey for you is more powerful, and you have so much healing already open to you when you just step into that. So that's my bonuses. That's the only get to the first 5. The other ones, I said it's gonna expire at the end of the year, but I know you celebrate New Year. So some of you ask, can we do it a little longer? I open it until the 3rd. I'm seeing it right? Yes, until the 3rd of January. You get all the bonuses with it. After that, you can still get it, but no bonuses. 5 people have said that. So this is what you're getting with it. You get 6 weeks of ancestral teachings, 1 week with the workshops, 5 weeks with the container. You get 8 constellations. You get the mini course of Heal Your Mother Wound. You get the workbook. So the workbook comes with the exercises. Everything that I explain on words, it comes with the description. How do you sit? How do you do the inner child work? How do you step towards mom? How do you go through the footsteps? It will be yours. It's lifetime access. It's yours to work with. It's yours to share. Please do share. I would love for you to spread the knowledge of that wisdom to the world. So together we can ripple the healing. We will have a dedicated community that you will, of course, the information is confidential, but community will help you keep accountability, right? So, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't listen to this teaching. What did you receive? It just helps us move forward together. We know it from many research that when we step together, if we step one step behind, you'll get inspired to move forward. Even if you missed one video, two videos, the videos are designed that way that you can actually listen to them as you do your daily routine, as you wash your dishes, as you're driving. So they don't distract you, they don't disrupt your daily routine, but you receive it, right? As I asked in the beginning, open yourself to receiving the teaching. And as I mentioned, first 5, private constellation. You'll see me one-on-one, about hour and a half, usually we do it. This is the price I'm offering. This is what I'm offering. So I put so many bonuses into that. I hope it works for you. This is the price you can get right now with all the bonuses. And if you're not sure if this is for you right now, I open my slides in my calendar. I'm gonna give you the calendar link to reserve a 30 minutes call with me. So you come in and say, I'm not sure this is for me. I'm contemplating if this is the money issues. I'm not sure how I can pay with it. Maybe you want to work one-on-one. You don't want to do the group thing. Oh, waiting. Okay, let me see. Did you get it? Did you get my link? Okay, awesome. This is my calendar link. So we start on January 14th. So definitely book something before that, not after, because it's gonna be too late after that. The discounts and the bonuses are valid until January 3rd. If you don't find the place on the calendar until January 3rd, but you book it today, I will extend the discount to you. Okay, so you can count on that. And if you do know that this is for me, I'm gonna share the link to the program as well. You can read more about it, you can sign up, you can share with your people, you can rewatch the replay of this conversation. This is where you can find the program. I think everything is described in there, but it's not described, just email me and I'll answer your questions. So, but I mentioned again, first 5 people will get the private constellation. The bonuses are 3 workshops. It's usually $47 each that I price them at. And what else? Oh, mini course, Heal Your Mother Wound. You get that as well. Those are the bonuses. I think I covered it all. And look at me, we still have 10 minutes for the questions. Please, Margaret.
Yeah, I just have a question of where are you located and how did you come to Family Constellations?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I didn't share my story. I am a digital nomad. I live the migrational path. I was born in Russia. Actually, I was born in USSR, but that country doesn't exist anymore. I'm also a citizen of the United States, so I'm in between those 2 countries a lot. And I came across family constellations in Thailand. I'm also certified in Reiki. I'm certified as a yoga teacher. I went through rewilding school. I went to Hellinger Institute in Canada. So I'm very global. I'm all over the place. I work mainly on the United States time zone to make sure that that's where my community lives mainly. I actually teach in both languages. If you want to participate in Russian, English, you can come to that as well. But while we're in this program, I will be in Russia. So that's where I'm going to be supporting you from. Yeah, thank you for that question.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good program.
Thank you. I hope so. I honestly, this is my passion, and I put a lot of effort to bring it. And I really hope that everybody who participates will benefit greatly from it and spread the healing. And then we can do this together. I really believe we can heal the collective together. Thank you so much. All right. Any more questions? I'm here for, we have another 10 minutes, so you'll get the replay. Those of us on replay, I think we can turn off the recording now to have a little more intimate conversation. Yeah? Let's feel about that? Okay, let's do that. Well, thank you everyone. We'll see you next time for those of you who want to replay.